Oh, and you thought Planet of the Apes was wild? Hold on to your leashes, folks. Our tale kicks off with Lily, a 13-year-old introvert, who's caught in the gnarly web of puberty. Spoiler alert, it's as awkward as you remember. Well, most of you are probably still going through it. Anyway, as if that wasn't enough, her parents got divorced and now she's stuck with a stepdad who's about as warm as Antarctica. But hey, at least she's got her trusty sidekick, Hagen, a red mutt that's a certified good boy. Lily's mom is about to peace out to Australia for work. Bye, Mom. And leaves Lily and Hagen in the care of her ex-husband, Daniel. The dude works in a slaughterhouse and hasn't seen Lily since she was practically a baby. Awkward much? And he's not exactly a dog person either. But hey, he'll sacrifice for Lily. Daniel, trying to bond with his daughter, gives her so bubbles and asks for a kiss. Cue the eye roll. When they reach the apartment, the landlady lays down the law. No dogs allowed. Daniel, thinking fast, tries to assure her that Hagen's just a temporary guest. Good luck with that, buddy. Later, Lily's sharing some stolen dinner with Hagen. Sharing is caring, right? This ticks off Daniel, who scolds her for breaking house rules. Lily's like, yeah, I'm not hungry. And Daniel tells her to hit the hay. Lily wants Hagen to sleep with them, but Dad ain't having it. The poor doggo ends up locked in the bathroom, whining his little heart out all night. In a stroke of pure genius, Lily serenades Hagen with Hungarian Rhapsody No. 2 on the trumpet. That's right, the trumpet. Apparently, Hagen's a classical music buff, and he's out like a light. Lily joins him in the bathroom for a makeshift slumber party. Morning comes and Daniel's greeted by a knock at the door. Uh-oh, it's animal control. Seems the neighbors aren't cool with Hagen's late night serenade. The inspector spills the tea on a new rule, and now Daniel's gotta pay for having an unregistered stray. He's fuming, and Lily's freaking out that he might ship Hagen off to a doggy jail. Desperate to keep her furry friend out of trouble, Lily takes Hagen to her music school and stashes him in the storage room. But alas, the sweet sound of music proves too much for Hagen, and he makes a break for it. Lily's teacher goes ballistic and demands she remove Hagen from the classroom, but Lily does not want to abandon her friend and goes with him. Daniel tails Lily in his car like he's on some top secret mission. Turns out he's just been summoned by the music teacher. Classic parent move. Lily gets a good old scolding from her mom, Denise, who's on a mission to take Hagen to an animal shelter. Lily tries the old puppy eyes on her dad to get him to pay the fee, but he's having none of it. Like a villain straight out of a Disney movie, Daniel stops the car, kicks Hagen out, and peels off. Hagen gives chase, but alas, can't catch up. That night, Lily's determined to find her furry friend and snatches some meat from the fridge, but Dad catches her and it's lights out. Next morning, Hagen's still waiting for Lily, but she's a no-show. Hungry Hagen stumbles upon a doggy roadkill buffet, but decides he's not into cannibalism. He sniffs out a butcher shop, drooling over the meat, when he spots a little white dog. This fluffy ringleader invites Hagen to the doggy food heist of the century. Hagen follows the white dog to the market yard where other dogs are chowing down. As he joins in, the other dogs bark at him like he's just told the worst dad joke ever. The butcher storms over, but Hagen's got a bone to pick with him. Hagen ends up hiding in the cutting room where the butcher finds him, ready to turn him into doggy shish kebabs. Big chilling moment. White dog saves the day, biting the butcher's leg and whisking Hagen off to a secret doggy paradise. Except it's not all paradise, since the other dogs aren't exactly rolling out the welcome mat. Hagen and his new buddy keep their distance. Dog catchers crash the party, and Hagen's buddy gives him the 411 just in time for Hagen to escape. He's like the Jason Bourne of dogs. Hagen weaves through the alleys, finally taking shelter with a homeless man. When the employees head out, the man feeds the gullible dog, aka the goodest boy, and ties him up. Meanwhile, Daniel drags Lily, kicking and screaming, to the music school and makes her confess her dog-napping shenanigans. The girl convinces her father and the teacher that she's done chasing the dog, because she's realized he's nothing more than a nuisance. How cruel. Lily, however, goes all ninja and sneaks to the place where they left Hagen the day before after glass, but she can't find him. But our little hero doesn't give up and continues to search the nearby streets for the dog, posting wanted, dead or alive. Signs everywhere. Bon Jovi would be proud. That same evening, a homeless man sells Hagen to a sketchy restaurant owner for a few bucks and a plate of grub. Turns out this dude's a smuggler who illegally sells stray dogs on the canine black market. Big chilling moment number 2. The next morning, a customer named Sabolch comes to him to choose a dog for a dog fight club. First rule of dog fight club? Don't talk about dog fight club. The seller suggests one of the big, bad-tempered dogs, but the buyer chooses Hagen, our unexpected underdog. The man tries to convince Sabolch not to take Hagen, saying that the dog's skin is too thin and he's too gentle for such shenanigans. But Sabolch is convinced he can turn him into a canine gladiator before the next smackdown. Sabolch gives the dog sleeping pills, and then takes him to his lair. When Hagen wakes up, Sabolch gives him a combo of protein supplements to help him bulk up like a doggy Schwarzenegger. Sabolch constantly whips the dog and subjects him to intense workouts to develop aggression in him. Soon enough, Hagen turns from a gentle pupper into a wild beast, ready to chew his opponent's face off at any moment. Meanwhile, Lily continues her search for her furry friend. When she arrives at the animal shelter, she inquires about Hagen. According to the woman, the dog has little chance of surviving on the streets. He's probably been hit by a car, taking a swim with the fishies, or being eaten by a Chinese man. Lily gets all feisty and says they were the ones who killed him, then storms out. As Lily goes to get her bike, she realizes someone swiped it, leaving her hoofing it far from home. One night, Cebulch takes Hagen to an underground dogfighting club to test his new subject. The rules of the fight are simple. 2 furious dogs duke it out in the ring, and the one who survives wins. The owner of the champ dog gets a massive prize. Hagen clashes with a huge black Rottweiler in the arena. It's a dog-eat-dog world as the two go head-to-head, with Hagen initially losing to his opponent. But at the crucial moment, Hagen channels his inner Mike Tyson and chomps down on his opponent's throat, winning the fight. Turns out he's really got that dog in him. As his trainer celebrates the victory, Hagen stares blankly at the bloodied Rottweiler being carried out of the arena. Cold. One of the spectators, clearly impressed, wants to buy Hagen. The two men begin to argue, and Cebulch refuses to sell his dog. Suddenly, the lights in the hall go out, like the world's worst surprise party. So get this, Cebulch thinks the dog's been dognapped, but Hagen seizes the opportunity and bolts like Usain Bark from his tormentor. I'm sorry. Meanwhile, Lily's sprinting home through the shadowy streets like she's in a parkour video. She bumps into Peter, her music school classmate, purely by accident, or so we think. Lily isn't keen on seeing her dad, so she's like, "Hey Peter, fancy a wild night out?" Peter's like, "Nah, I'm good." But then he's hit with a light bulb moment. He can use Lily to sneak some dank Mary Jane into the club. They waltz into the club. Security's chill with it, and Peter ditches Lily to mingle with some older gals. Lily's like, "Whatever, I'll just get wasted." And she ends up snoozing on the floor. Talk about a party animal. Next morning, the fuzz shows up at the club and finds oregano in Lily's pockets. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. They holler off to the police station, but the test comes back cleaner than a Mr. Clean commercial. Relieved, her dad picks her up and tearfully suggests adopting another pupper. Lily's like, "Nah, we good." And they head home. Meanwhile, Hagen's living it up with his old BFF, the white dog, in an abandoned yard. But their carefree days are cut short by the dog catching squad. Round 2, anyone? This time, the dog catchers snag them both and haul them off to the shelter. The shelter peeps see Hagen's hurt leg and are like, "We gotta fix this, stat." While waiting for treatment, the dynamic doggy duo watches some Tom and Jerry. Classic. Hagen catches a glimpse of a grim scene next door. A sick dog getting put down. Yikes. After some medical TLC, Hagen's caged with some other strays. He's so over people that he won't even eat. Enter some guests looking to adopt. One of them takes a shine to Hagen, but he's like, "Back off, Karen," and almost bites her. The shelter boss tells an employee to handle the wild one. Meanwhile, Lily's music school concert kicks off and her dad's there, cheering her on like a stage parent at a dance competition. Back to Hagen, when an employee tries to put Hagen in a cage with other dogs. Hagen's like, "Nah, not today," and breaks the leash, attacking the man. He goes all zombie apocalypse on the employee's neck, and it's game over for the guy. Suddenly, hundreds of doggos bust out of their cages like a canine prison break and elect Hagen their top doggo. Make America dog again. The shelter owner tries to stop Hagen, but he's like, "I'm the boss now," and leaps on her, knocking her over like a bowling pin. The rest of the dogs follow Hagen like he's a furry Pied Piper. A whole horde of stray dogs invades the city streets, turning it into a live-action version of Paw Patrol Gone Wild. They jump on people, steal food like fuzzy little bandits, and head to Lily's concert, totally surrounding the building. People barricade themselves in the concert hall, probably regretting not going to that cat cafe instead. Lily knows Hagen is out there, and despite Peter's objections, he lends her his bike to find her four-legged friend. Lily rides through the streets like a scene from Stranger Things, searching for Hagen and trying to end this doggy uprising. As she's riding, the pack of strays bursts out of an alley and accidentally knocks Lily off her bike. But they don't attack her. They just keep running like they're on a mission. Hagen, the furry godfather, seeks revenge on everyone who's wronged him. The first victim is the restaurant owner who sold him out. They chow down on each other like a gruesome doggy-dog world, leaving only bloodstains on the windows. Lily, hot on their tail, stumbles upon the crime scene and becomes a doggy detective. She gets arrested for breaking curfew, but she's not about to let some pesky rules stop her. She escapes and discovers another grisly scene at a butcher shop. After a quick barf, she calls her dad and promises to find Hagen before the cops do. Meanwhile, the officers manage to catch and shoot some dogs, but most of them escape like furry Houdinis, still following Hagen. Cebulch, realizing Hagen might be leading this canine coup, gets a surprise visit from his old friend, and a bunch of new, not-so-friendly faces. Hagen orders the other dogs to attack, turning Cebulch into a chew toy. Lily, guided by a white dog, gets closer to Hagen, but a cop shoots her furry friend. She begs the officer not to finish the job, but he doesn't listen, and Lily runs away heartbroken. She finds her landlord's body and realizes her dad might be next. She races to his workplace and warns him, but he's more concerned about her safety and heads to the slaughterhouse for weapons, because nothing says "I love you" like a blowtorch. Hagen and his pack corner Lily in the street, and she tries to reconnect with her old pal. But Hagen's been through some serious stuff, and he's not ready to trust her. He inches closer, jaws clenched, ready to attack. Just then, her dad bursts out wielding a blowtorch, like some kind of doggy doomsday prepper, scaring the pack away. The dogs go berserk, and Lily's desperate to calm everyone down. She whips out her trumpet and plays Hagen's favorite rhapsody. It works. The music soothes the savage beast, and they all lie down to listen. Daniel, in awe, realizes the danger is over and his daughter is safe. Moral of the story? He got that dog in him.